Hello, how you guys doing again? This is me. I'm back. We're talking about the NFL trade deadline and other things happening. And normally I leave this segment alone, and usually I don't even talk a lot about anything else. But yeah, today's one of those days. One of the days. Usually I leave the Lions stuff alone, but today, yeah, I have to go here because we didn't traded T.J. Hockenson. Yes, the Lions traded T.J. Hockenson. I think it's for 2 4s, and then I think we got back, if I remember correctly, just off the top of my head, we got back 3 and a 2, which I'm somewhat okay with that, but I think we should have got a little more than that. Definitely, or at least we shouldn't have had to trade back any draft picks to get him out of here. I'm thinking this was probably just a cap situational clean move or whatever we were doing. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of the move. And another thing I was surprised that Kareem Hunt did not get traded from Cleveland. Obviously, they must think they must going to make a comeback. I think if they lose against Cincinnati last night, he gets traded. I think that's one surprise that he didn't get moved. And I tell you why, a lot of big name guys don't get moved usually. Really big. I mean, McCaffrey was an unusual situation there. But Julian, this is hypothesis back again. I did a video last week talking about this, and I'm rehashing. This will be last time to hash. We'll have some newer stuff next week. Generally, NFL's hair cap is so tightly maneuvered. Not like the NBA, you got some flexibility, you allow overages and all that stuff. Let's see. Also, we call it dead money, where you're actually being penalized with a guy you know he's not on your team and you trade them all. So a lot of teams don't want to take a $30 million dead cap hit or $40 million dead cap hit for 2 years to trade a top-notch guy. Let's say get back somebody return or whatever. Generally speaking, it's very difficult to pull off those trades unless you got a large amount of salary cap space. So that's another reason why you don't see a lot of big name guys move around now. Yeah, this is not days of the Herschel Walker for 7 or the entire draft for running back trade days. Those things just don't exist. And certain teams out there want guys to make moves, and some teams didn't need to make moves and didn't make moves, and it's a crapshoot. Like I said before in the previous video last week, you guys go back and listen to last week. That would be on the 25th. The same thing I said before. These trade deadline things are just sketchy. They're just sketchy, and sometimes you don't know who get better in the deal. Sometimes like, hey, we want to trade. Sometimes, hey, you the team, hey, what the heck? We'll take a shot. Like that's why Minnesota pick up Hockenson. I know why he did it. Their tight ends out, and hey, they're going for it. I know the Ray Ride Go Line content is the only thing I can make a reference to right now real fast. But I tell you another deal that was a good little back end deal. Calvin Ridley, another guy who got suspended for gambling, literally suspended for gambling. I think he's due to come back soon. And Jacksonville actually looked like they lost to Denver. They actually looked all right, at least for the first half of that game on Sunday. I actually watched that little early part of that London game. Because if Russell was lost to them, it just would have been a done deal. Denver would have been in a fire sale mode, I guess, even after signing $240 million quarterback, in week 8, maybe I would probably next year move the trade deadline back to week 9 or 10, so everybody get their 8th game in, or 10. That way, everybody get their 9th game in by then. So you slightly over half, we get a better view of stuff. So like the NBA do, what they trade down a little at the All-Star break, or NHL, they go almost in the last month where they do their trade deadline. Or baseball, when they go in the last last third of the season where they do their trade deadline. So now you start thinking, well, we're close to win this whole thing. We can make our move, or we're not going to. We're going to sell off. Just some thoughts out here. Throw it out there, you folks. I just want to say, before I get off of here, well, Miss T.J. Hockenson. That's my man. He made some good catches. He's made some plays over the years, and hey, dude, he had a big game a few weeks ago, like 180 yards. You just can't replace that at tight end. I mean, I know to say it's tight in a luxury position, but look at Kansas City. Is Travis Kelce, is he a luxury position for just an extra throwing guy for Patrick Mahomes? No, he is Patrick Mahomes' main go-to guy. Don't let all these receivers run him food. That is his go-to guy. Hockenson supposed to be that for us. Yeah, we didn't probably throw them much we should have. I'll even give you that, but he was a man. He was a man. Well, that's it. Now we in the deep week 8 with November. So now we starting to shake for. Now we're gonna talk about next week. I promise you, this will be pretenders, contenders, and also rans. Yep, we're gonna start breaking down who's going, who's not doing stuff, and who's going to playoffs, who on the border, who's gonna have to fight it out, and who's basically season done with. Well, that's it. Enjoy you folks. Enjoy your Tuesday again. And yes, I'm gonna address another video shortly here for you college football people about this Michigan State thing. Thank you very much.